It's quite simply one of the biggest fights ever involving a British boxer. Welcome along as we count down to the super fight between Ricky Hatton and the world's best, Floyd Mayweather, on Sky Box Office this Saturday night. Victory for the hitman would elevate him alongside some of the all-time greats of the sport. Johnny Nelson has been looking forward to this one since the moment it was announced 3 months ago. Even Las Vegas, home to so many of the biggest fights down the years, has never known a build-up quite like this. Ian Darke is there.
Well, let me tell you, the excitement here in Las Vegas is really tangible now. We're very, very close to the fight. The advance guard of some 25,000 British fans have arrived in town. They're very noisy. Hatton's looking great, but he'll need to be. He's a 2-to-1 underdog for a fight that has all the makings of a classic. It's one of the biggest fights in British boxing history. Ricky Hatton tackles American modern great Floyd Mayweather.
It's a huge event all over the world. We have more than 160 countries who are interested in watching the fight. The fight sold out in half an hour. It's incredible.
Mayweather's captured world titles in 5 weight divisions and is unbeaten in 38 fights. But Hatton's won 43 straight, is a 2-weight world champion, and this is the one he's dreamt of for years.
It was my decision. The book always stops with me. I wanted to fight the best. I always said I wanted to fight the best, and Mr. Mayweather is the best.
Tickets have been like gold dust. Team Hatton received over 70,000 requests for their 3,900 allocation. But many of those unlucky ones will be in Vegas anyway.
At this moment in time, the most valuable tickets in the world, I would say.
It's a fight to transcend the sport and has all the classic ingredients. The ferocious aggressor against the ring master, the flash pretty boy and the down-to-earth hitman. Hatton's in the shape of his life, Mayweather as awesome as ever, despite the early distraction of appearing on Dancing with the Stars. It's a magnetic showdown in the fight capital, but is Hatton good enough to beat the finest pound-for-pound boxer on earth?
Oh, come on, man, we know what it is. He's ABC 1, 2, 3. You got to have special effects.
My advice is to every sports writer in the States or in Britain, please pick Floyd Mayweather. Please pick Floyd Mayweather, because I've always been better when my back's against the wall.
It really doesn't get any better than this.
I had 38 great nights before. It'd be another great night, December 8th.
How much do you want this?
More than anything, you know, the last 43 fights have been fantastic, but they've gone all out the window. They don't mean for anything if I lose this fight. I think this heart will explode before he stops me from coming at him.
Well, Ricky Hatton is saying all the right things, but the first thing that former world lightweight champion Jim Watt here and I did when we got into town was go down the gym, see how Ricky was looking in what was one of his last workouts. And the verdict was, Jim?
I thought he looked in fantastic shape. He looked sharp, he looked strong, and he really looked ready. And when Ricky told us that he's going to beat Mayweather, he said it with such conviction that he actually convinced me. But then you remember he's facing a man who has faced some of the best fighters in 5 different weight divisions, won a world title in all of those divisions. Then the little doubts come back into your mind again. He is a super boxer.
It's been such a long build-up, it really has, for this fight. We've had the last press conference head-to-head, and the two fighters held each other's glare for what seemed like an eternity, then started pushing and shoving each other at the end of it. I mean, what did you read into all that, Jim?
Well, I think once again, Mayweather was the one who had to react. He had to do something. Ricky was as cool as he's ever been. I think Ricky has won all of the face-offs. It's always the case that Mayweather feels he has to say something, has to talk Ricky down. Ricky has always behaved impeccably.
Ricky Hatton is going to put on intense, scorching pressure here. It has to be educated pressure. That's the buzzword of the camp, really. How much damage accrues, though, as he tries to close the range on Mayweather? That's a key to this fight, isn't it?
Of course it is, yes. I mean, everyone knows if it's a boxing match, Ricky comes in second place. He cannot allow it to become a boxing match. Therefore, he's going to have to take the initiative, and he's against one of the most accurate punchers the game has ever seen. We have to hope facial damage does not take place, but if it does, he's coped with it before.
And the thing about Mayweather is every problem he's ever been given in a ring, he's solved it, hasn't he?
Yep.
That worries you.
So has Ricky Hatton.
Yeah, well,
2 undefeated fighters, someone's low has to go. That's the way they're promoting it.
And one thing we can tell you is that Ricky Hatton is primed to give a massive performance here. Whether that's going to quite be good enough, we'll find out on Saturday.
We will find out. Johnny, it's a fight that transcends the sport of boxing, isn't it?
Listen, this fight blows out Frank Bruno, Mike Tyson, Lennox Lewis, Mike Tyson. So tight in an instant. This fight will be second to none. Ricky, both fighters have a very good chance of winning. It even fools the best of us. We all think we know who's going to win, and all of a sudden you see the victory and you think, oh my goodness, Ricky can do this. Floyd Mayweather's far too good. He throws you right off key.
We've seen all the joking around from both fighters. The mood, it seems to me, has changed now. Serious.
The salesmen have left the building. Now the fighters are there. They are very serious about this situation. Ricky Hatton, you see him. You've never seen him train so intently. You've never seen him so focused on any kind of fighter. Floyd Mayweather, he's doing his same old thing, but now he's got serious. Now, you know, that face-off, you saw these guys are not messing about. It's not a joke.
Well, Ricky Hatton carrying the hopes of a nation as he prepares to step into the ring with boxing's world #1. Victory would crown what's already been a remarkable career. Here's Adam Smith.
After a fabulous decade in the sport and unbeaten in 43 fights, Ricky Hatton aims for the ultimate victory against the supremely gifted Floyd Mayweather.
I always have to pinch myself what I've achieved in boxing and what's happened to me in my life, really. It's been astonishing, but it's not a time to be sat back and rest on your laurels. It's a time to grit your teeth and know we can go one step further, which I can do.
Inspired by the legends of the 80s, Hatton began boxing at 11. He was a prestigious amateur, and Manchester trainer Billy Graham couldn't believe what he saw on their first meeting.
There on the back of my neck, physically still on end, you know what I mean, when I watched some of the little things what he did, just some little tiny things what he did, and his balance and his anticipation and that, I just knew if he wanted it bad enough that it was going to be really special.
Hatton carved his way through early opposition, but had to overcome savage cuts, like against John Thaxton when he captured the prestigious Lonsdale belt.
I think every obstacle that has been put in front of Ricky Hatton, I've come through it in flying colours, and I think the bigger the obstacle that has been put in front of me, I think the better I've been.
With his allegiance to Manchester City, approachable nature and thrilling style, Hatton developed a huge following in his MEN fortress.
What a night here in Manchester!
Hatton had to get off the floor to deal with Eamon McGee and outbox world-class fighters like Ben Taki, Vince Phillips and Ray Oliveira. Then, on an incredible summer's night in June 2005, Hatton outlasted the wonderful Kostya Tszyu to become world light welterweight champion.
Ricky Hatton rocks the world!
I was so determined that night because it was my chance, and nobody really gave me a chance. I didn't get tired, I didn't feel the pain, I was walking right through his right hands, and I'm prepared to walk through everything that Floyd Mayweather, and I don't think tiredness will even come into the equation. I think he's in a heap load of trouble.
Hatton unified the division against Carlos Mauser, but his move up to welterweight brought his hardest night when he hung on to beat Luis Collazo and become a two-weight champion. Wins over Juan Urango and Jose Luis Castillo have led him into this mission to conquer the best fighter in the world. Hatton may be the underdog, but he's always found a way to win. Write him off at your peril.
What a story, Johnny. What a journey it's been.
Ricky's been through every aspect, bar losing in boxing. He's lost, he's been hit, he's been hurt, he's been down, he's been cut. He's been through everything and still come through successfully. So he's got all the experience and all the tools to pull it out of the bag.
You have to admire what he's done as well, going out of the comfort zone of Manchester and fighting in America.
Well, yeah, but he's done it before. In his second professional fight, he boxed on undercard when Nazim Hamis boxed Kevin Kelly, and it was as though it was a home from home for me. He just went out there, did his job. He was very matter-of-fact about it, and did an excellent job.
Well, one of the key figures on the night could be this man. He's a London cabbie by day, Mick the Rub Williamson, a cuts man by night, and Ricky is susceptible to cuts, Johnny.
Yes, he is. We saw against Miles in November 2005, they clashed heads, he cut over the left eye. But if Ricky's going to get that close to Floyd Mayweather, he's doing something right. That means he's getting in there. He does cut, the cuts do open, it can affect a fight, But if he gets cut, I think he's doing something right. He's getting in close enough to get to Floyd.
If that's Hatton's weakness, there's been so much talk about Mayweather's hands over the last week. He's got problems?
If he's got a hands problem, the last place he needs to be is in a ring with Ricky Hatton, because Ricky Hatton will put him under pressure, close him down, make him box on the back foot, and Ricky knows how to close a fighter down. So if he's got a problem with his hands, this fight is more or less written in stone, that, as far as I'm concerned.
All right, well, the